What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuning in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We got a brand new episode for everybody. Episode 73. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good, Rich. How are you?
Doing great, man. Got a nice little computer, half a man cave set up with my computer monitors and stuff. Got my mic going. I'm ready to go, man. How are you doing? I know you guys had a WWE over there, so.
Just a typical day in the house of the Lachlan household here. You know how it goes with kids.
Do I need to throw you the 2 beers after? Because you finished them off like Stone Cold.
I think so. A couple of stunners.
These are the moments that you always remember. You'll look back on.
Oh, I know.
Especially when they get older.
I know. It's just It's in the heat. It's a little more difficult, you know.
Yeah. I don't want to give you the rock bottom, but if you say one more word. All right, man. Let's get right into it. I mean, we had the Elite Eight wrap up for the NFL. It was a great weekend of football. It's probably one of the best weekends we had in a long time. I probably want to go with ever. This is probably one of the best weekends I've ever seen as far as games. I mean, each game was so suspenseful, so much going on. I mean, we had the Rams and the Bucks. The Rams almost give it away. I mean, they got up early and then they let Brady come back. I thought that Brady was coming back like the Falcons Super Bowl game. I thought I got a little scared there for a minute because I had picked the Rams on that money line. So how much longer do you think we're going to get a Brady?
I don't know. This is well, to go back to the game real quick. Like I said, never count Brady out. But man, like some of these things just start to get ridiculous after a while. I mean, 3 fumbles by the Rams down the stretch to Brady and the Bucks had no business being in this game. They got thoroughly outplayed for pretty much the entire game. And the fact that they went down and were able to tie it up, with 30 seconds to go was just, unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is with these teams that Brady's on, man, but sometimes it's like even when, there's a 0.01% chance of like win probability, you can't ever count them out. It's really just like it's wild.
Yeah, I think it's part of their relief level. I kind of feel like things are going to go their way. So it's kind of like, I don't know what to say, like they just leave it all on the field because they know, like deep down inside, they know they're going to win. And they know something's going to happen if they keep playing hard, that they're going to win. So,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, just like you mentioned, on the fumbles, the fumble snap, the best receiver fumbled, Cooper Kupp fumbled.
Yeah. Cam Akers fumbled.
Yeah, it was just like, man, what's going on, man? Because the game was like 27-3 at one point. I mean, yeah. I thought they were probably gonna get to 40, but that's why they play the game. So.
Yep. Again, and then even when the Rams got the ball back, Stafford gets sacked on the first play, almost fumbles again, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, just kneel it and go to overtime and take your chances in OT. Your defense has been dominant on Brady all game, but then good about 15-20 yard pass play down the field, and then Stafford hit Kupp right over for the game winning field goal.
Yeah, that I don't understand. I don't understand how the hell he was wide open, so wide open.
Yeah, it sounded like Arian said that they had called a blitz, but not everyone heard the play call, and then there was a busted coverage. So yeah, I mean, the fact that he didn't have two guys on him the whole time, anyways, is baffling to me. But yeah, the fact that he was able to get open over the top like that, just insane. And Stafford put it on right on him.
Oh yeah, there. He almost got it for a touchdown too. That's the crazy thing.
I know. But yeah, then that was it. That's it for Tom Brady's 22nd year.
I think he'll do another 2.
I don't know,
quits.
man. This is kind of the first time that after a game that he's really not that he's not been definitive before, but this is the first time you kind of hear him talking about family and the hits that he's taken and being in the league this long. I don't know. I think he probably has one more year is my guess, but I also wouldn't be surprised if he calls it quits after this. And it may not, he may not say it's because he's done with football. Obviously, he's still super competitive, but it may be, maybe a family thing. I mean, I think his oldest son is 14, and he's shuttling back from New York to Tampa I can't imagine that Giselle loves being in Tampa. She probably wants to be in Miami or Los Angeles or New York,
California.
something like that. Yeah. So I got to imagine that's stressing the at-home relationship a little bit. I don't think she's a huge fan of football to begin with, but yeah, this is the first time you've heard him kind of be a little mortal about it. Normally it's a couple of lines like, yeah, well, go into the off season, figure out what we're gonna do, and this time was kind of a longer explanation. And I don't know if that's like I've heard the talking heads are like, oh, is he trying to get Bruce Arians fired because he can't stand the guy, or is he positioning himself to hopefully go to a different team or what have you? So.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If that's the case, where would he go? And then who would they bring? Who else would they bring in? Maybe Sean Payton. I don't know.
I don't know. People are talking like Tennessee, but then you got Ryan Tannehill. You got a big dead cap hit there, so that might not make sense this year. Could he go to San Francisco? Jimmy G's contract is basically easy to get out from under after this year. If he doesn't, get to the Super Bowl or win I would say if he doesn't win a Super Bowl at this point, is it something where they could get Brady in San Francisco for a low dollar deal, and then Trey Lance is their year 3? I don't know.
That would be his best bet to go to San Fran.
That team's built, ready to go.
And that would suck for Jimmy G to get replaced by Tom Brady twice.
So I don't know. I mean, I think that if he plays, it's in Tampa, and you just say, hey, look, like they had a bad string of injuries down the stretch there, with Godwin getting hurt, Antonio Brown losing his mind, Tristan Wirfs, the all-pro right tackle, getting hurt. So do you just chalk it up to an injury thing? Hey, look, we'll get at it with the same guys. Just got to make sure. I mean, Godwin's a free agent, so you got to get him under contract. And he wants to be loaded again. I mean, do you want to get him some younger running backs? I mean, playoff Lenny's getting a little older. The backups there were kind of older, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the mystery, him and Aaron Rodgers, to see where they go. I mean, speaking of Rodgers, the Packers lost to the 49ers. 49ers played their game. They kept it ugly, low-scoring game. I mean, this is another one. I mean, Rodgers is still under contract, but, he wants to go. Adams is a free agent, but I think Adams is going to try to package himself to another team, or to the same team that Rodgers goes to. I mean, it's the same team that has those options. 49ers, I'm hearing the Broncos, because the Broncos are looking at the offensive coordinator for Green Bay as a potential head coach. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where these two guys go.
Yeah, I think, Rodgers was on with Pat McAfee this afternoon, basically saying that, they're gonna come up with a decision. He's gonna wait till the Devonta Adams decision, and that they're gonna have something by that franchise tag date. I think you're right. I think they're a package deal at this point. If Green Bay wants to keep them, my guess is they're gonna have to sign Adams to a nice hefty contract, which he deserves. He's best, if not the best, a top 3 at worst wide receiver in the league. And Rodgers, I think signing a guy like that might turn Rodgers into wanting to stay in Green Bay. And I think that, although I felt like a lot of people assume that he's going to leave, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a done deal. I mean, he seems like he's kind of repaired his relationship with the franchise a little bit. He was very complimentary of what, they've done this year, as opposed to kind of shooting the firing squads like he did last year. So I think their issue is going to be the cap, and obviously we know the cap is crap, but they still have to get under it. So
yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see how that affects the defensive side of the ball, because I think they have some players over there that they're going to have to either restructure or cut bait with. So
yep.
Then on the AFC side, I mean, we had what's Cincinnati's thing? Who they Bengals. This game could have probably been a high scoring game compared to how many times Cincinnati got in the red zone. They kept kicking damn field goals, and the fact that Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times. But I mean, that didn't affect him, man. He was looking like Superman out there, man. Just throwing off those sacks. Wasn't rattled by it. He does hold the ball a long time too, but I mean, they got it done, man. The defense showed up. They held King Henry and those 2 monsters out on the outside. Another great game, man. Like I said, I believe in Joe, man.
Yeah, I think Joe's going to be he's going to be a superstar. he hung in there. He got crushed. His line wasn't giving him any help whatsoever.
No help. No.
But yeah, he did. Like you said, they probably should have, if they converted on a couple of those early, the turnover and those early possessions that this shouldn't have even been a close game. I don't think they should have blown him out of the water. But they waited on Tannehill to make some mistakes, and he did that, and they were able to capitalize and kick the rookie kicked a long field goal to win the game.
So they got beat by a rookie kicker and a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
Who does not look like a second-year quarterback at all.
No, that guy's got some swag, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. If he's doing this in the second year, imagine year 5, 6, 7, 8. It's gonna be ridiculous. If they can get some offensive linemen over there, it's gonna be ridiculous, especially with those weapons.
Nope, I agree.
Then we got the other game. What's the movie? Gone in I'm gonna call it Gone in 13 Seconds. We had the Chiefs going back and forth with the Bills. They're pretty much going shot for shot, touchdown for touchdown. I thought it was over, man. I'm not gonna lie. There was 13 seconds left. I thought it was over, man.
I did too. But then, not squib kicking it was kind of a weird decision. Even not, didn't have to be a squib kick, but keeping it in play so they have to return it.
Yeah.
Thought that was strange. And then just the way their defense was set up. Kelsey basically got right down the middle twice.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It was Hill first, and then Kelsey.
That's what I understand. They didn't have. I'm surprised they didn't have more guys in coverage instead of rushing with 4. I know normally in those situations you really only rush with like 2 people and you throw everybody as like one as a spy and everybody else in coverage just to have the quarterback stall to try to find somebody who's open, waste more clock. But hats off. They called the right plays.
Yeah. So you saw the difference, right, between how to manage the clock at the end of the game between Dallas last week and Mahomes this week. Granted they had timeouts, but they knew exactly where they needed to go, how much time that they had, and how long plays take. You saw Kelsey, he could have kept going, but he went down, and they got the timeout.
Yep.
And got Butker into 49-yarder in 13 seconds. It was just incredible. I just didn't understand the defense. Like, you have the best pass defense in the league. Why are you playing like everyone 40 yards off the line? Like, I get it, you don't want to get beat deep for a touchdown, but you could do that with one guy.
Yeah, I think
hang out deep.
I think they were just so scared because of the previous possession where they threw it to Tyree quick on that slant and he just pieced everybody out.
Yeah.
Off the sideline.
Yeah, again, I get that, but then fine, throw 2 guys back there and rush 2 guys and throw 7 in the middle. Like, I just didn't throwing a 25-yard cushion on both plays was kind of ridiculous. They went 47 yards in 2 plays.
Yeah, pretty much.
With 13 seconds left, and it wasn't like they were hard, contested catches. These guys were right over the middle, wide open.
Yeah, man. They gotta. The Buffalo has some explaining to do in the mirror.
Yeah.
I don't think they could really say, because of the overtime rules, they lost this game. The defense didn't make any stops that passed like from 13 seconds to even from the previous possession before that, going from that all the way to overtime. All they needed was one stop. That would have probably changed the whole game. But hats goes off to the Chiefs. They proved they're a very dangerous offense. So you definitely want to keep that offense off the field. It's going to be interesting to see how Cincinnati plays them. Even though they beat them before, we talked about this before, it's hard to beat a team twice. And then the fact that, Cincinnati's offensive line is not the greatest. It's going to be interesting to see if that defense shows up. But I also think, I know Mathis went out too for the Chiefs. I know that hurt them on defense too. So
who went out?
Matthew.
Matthew, yeah. He looked like he was concussed there. Yeah, hopefully he's okay and he's back for next week because they need him back there.
Oh yeah, especially to cover those 3 receivers.
Yep.
49ers and the Rams, 2 LA teams going at it. It's going to be interesting to see, not LA, but 2 California teams. San Fran and LA teams going at it. What was it? The Rams had a ban on like San Fran people trying to buy Super Bowl tickets or something like that.
Well, you heard that last game of the season when they all the San Fran fans were there. It was loud when San Fran was doing well. So yeah, they're trying to keep the San Fran fans out. The problem is in LA, just in general, there's not really many LA fans. They're just I don't know what it is. Even like Dodger games and Laker games. I mean, they're Laker fans, but they're not like hardcore guys. You know what I mean?
They're star fans. So they go see whoever. Like they'll show up to the games where the team is playing big stars.
Right.
So we see it sometimes in New York when the Knicks aren't doing too good. But once LeBron comes into town, KD or somebody else, that's when all these people show up that are supposed Knicks fans that we never seen all season. But it's going to be interesting to see. These teams played before. The 49ers, they put it on them, pretty much bullied them the whole way. It's going to be interesting to see if the Rams respond to that and they don't let that happen again, because your boy Debo is man, he's a monster out there, man.
He's a beast.
They got him and Trent Williams, man.
Yeah, I mean him, Trent Williams, Ayuk, Eli Mitchell. I mean that crew that they have is George Kittle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're just a rough and tumble team on both sides of the ball. They want to hit people all the time. I actually really enjoy watching them play. I feel like Shanahan's offense is like a pretty offense. So, the zone blocking and the running the running game that he has, and then being able to capitalize on some play action and getting Jimmy out on the boot. I like watching them play.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for him to get some more weapons over there. I mean, or I don't want to say weapons, but a better quarterback. Because I mean, I don't even remember what he was doing down there in Atlanta with Ryan and Julio Jones, and I mean that was like the number one offense that year, I think.
Yeah, it was. They've been good. Yeah, they've been really good. So Shanahan has those guys always in the. I don't know. He's just got a good offensive mind. I mean,
yeah, his
dad did too. So,
and I'm sure that's who he learned it from, especially when you're at such a young age, when you're around the game that much. I'm sure you pick up so much. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, remember those the Terrell Davis years, Clinton Portis.
Yeah,
seems like in Denver every year there was running back running for 1,500-1,600 yards.
Yeah.
But how about I know this came up a little bit last week. How about the three coaches that Washington had on their staff? Shanahan.
Oh yeah.
McVay and Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. Did somebody not interview these people? Like.
I think McVay took LaFleur with him, but then Shanahan went down with Dan Quinn down to Atlanta.
Yeah, that's one of those things when you have like people in house. It's just like they didn't even keep one. If you think about it, like
no, they didn't.
I understand if you have like that much talent in the building and you're not able to retain all three, but you get one of them. But they weren't even able to keep any of them. So that means they picked somebody else over those three guys. Mm-hmm. That person's probably no longer in the league right now. You just look at the name; they don't even have a football name, like a football team name. So I mean, I'm not surprised. Then they got debacles going on with the emails. I mean, they probably a lot of. That's probably why they wasn't didn't keep those guys. Those guys were probably out of there after what they saw in there. And then the fact that they was exchanging emails about other stuff and not actually looking at emails for guys that are looking to move up in the organization.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there.
So give me your picks for these semis for the Rams versus the 49ers.
I think we're going to see a rematch of 2 years ago. I think we're going to get the Chiefs and the 49ers. I like the track record with Shanahan against McVay. I think he's won his last 8. I think that I just think that they're a more complete team right now. I think the Rams are probably more talented, but don't sleep on the 49ers talent. I mean, that defense is loaded too. Bosa, Fred Warner, they're solid on the defensive side. You saw it in Green Bay. I mean, they were able to shut Rodgers and company down. Do you think
if the 49ers win it all, you think they keep Garoppolo?
I think you have to. I mean, they seem to hate him for some reason, but how do you move on from him? I mean, he's not like he's been bad. He was terrible. If they were like like Peyton Manning Denver bad that year that he won the Super Bowl. Like when his arm just gave out at the end, and obviously he was retiring anyways. But like if it was that bad, I would say okay, like you got to move on. But he's been decent and his record's good. So I don't know. I don't know how you get rid of him.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I said. Maybe they do a swap. I don't know. Maybe they send him to the Texans for Deshaun Watson and some picks, and then they just roll with Trey Lance for until Watson can come back. So I don't know, man. That's the thing. I feel like they're gonna move on from an upgrade because I feel like there's so much offensively they want to do that they can't because he just gives away games at times.
Yeah, he's always good for a terrible pick or terrible just a throw in general at a terrible point in the game.
And then who you like in the other matchup for the Bengals and the Chiefs or the Chiefs?
I like KC. Yeah, I think there's just too much firepower there. And their defense was serviceable through the first for the first about 55 minutes of the game the other night. So I think I just think there's too much there. I think Mahomes wills that team to win and gets them into another Super Bowl in LA.
If the Bengals win it all, what do you say?
I mean, Joe Burrow is a legend in Cincinnati.
Already?
He will be. Imagine like your last 3 years, you won national championship at LSU, which immediately makes you a god forever in the state of Louisiana.
Oh yeah.
And then rookie year, tear your ACL. Second year, you come back and win a Super Bowl in Cincinnati. Who's if they've won? Have they ever won a Super Bowl?
I don't think so. I think the last time they were in the Super Bowl, I think was '88 or something like that.
Against the 49ers.
Yeah, but I don't think they ever won.
I don't think they've ever won either. They were in it in '82.
I'm thinking the only time they could have won is like maybe in the '60s or '70s. Some crazy.
No, they've only been to two. They were in 1982. They lost, and then they were in '89. In '82, they lost the 49ers both times. Imagine that 49ers Bengals in the Super Bowl again.
Oh, that'd be ridiculous. Yeah. Just because the odds, the betting on that is I'm sure if you bet either of those teams to be in the Super Bowl, you're making, let's say you bet $100, you're probably making, I want to say $100,000 at least with those odds. Something the odds on that has to be crazy if you bet that from the beginning of the season.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Bengals have never won a Super Bowl. So Joe Burrow would immediately become a god in Cincinnati. So he could retire. He could retire after year two, and it would be it for him.
That'd probably be one of the greatest careers ever.
It would be amazing.
And then on other news in NFL, I mean, not too much. I mean, your boy Antonio Brown posted memes of his former team. Now he's taking pictures with the Ravens gear on, trying to get signed to the Ravens. I think some team's going to take a chance on him. I don't know who though.
I wouldn't surprise me. You've seen it, year in and year out in this league that talent overrules craziness at times. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's on a roster starting next year.
Oh yeah, and then I don't think the Ravens should sign him. In fact, he was I felt like he could have went there too, but he decided to go to Tampa Bay. So,
where is that?
When he originally was looking for teams. I remember he was working out with Lamar and his cousin, but I felt like he could have went there. But I mean, at this point in time, I don't think he's especially because of the way they run their team. I don't think he fits there. I think he'll be out of there quick if he tries to go there and start stuff. And then I don't know if you've seen Arizona State signing pretty much a bunch of NFL coaches to help run their team. They got Marvin Lewis to run the defense, Billick to run the offense. And then you got your boy Herm Edwards as head coach, man.
Yeah, I mean Herm's been there for a while. Sounds like he's pulling some old talent in. Yeah,
it's gonna be interesting to see if any other colleges look for like older head coaches to run their programs.
Yeah, I mean the problem with those guys is that I don't know how well that they recruit. I think that's the part that's difficult for these guys that retire from the NFL, or that not retire, but maybe you're done in the NFL to get back into recruiting or something like that, hitting the road a lot. So, yeah, I mean, I think the knowledge is great and the experience, if you can get the guys there. I mean, you can look at what Dion's doing down in
Jackson State,
pulling some big recruits and maybe a little different from his end, but same idea.
Yeah, but I think they all have the same, they're all pretty much from that same age group as far as principles and morals.
Right.
I think that's good for them to pass that on to some of the younger kids. So we see a different group of adults, so to say, or NFL players coming up into the league. So and then we have the Giants. I mean, they hire a GM and then they interview every coach in sight. Looks like your boy Daboll's getting a second interview, and some other head coaches. I think Daboll might be it, man, because they hired the assistant from Buffalo. Looks like a lot of people are trying to get Buffalo staff the team right now. So
yeah, this happens quite a bit, right? I mean, you see Sean McVay loses people all the time. Teams that are successful, they want that winning culture, and I think Daboll has been prime for a position here. I thought last year might have been a year for him to move on. But yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely going to get a shot here. So, the thing is, you never know sometimes with these guys how they are as head coaches. Mm-hmm. And I was listening or reading some things about McDermott and Daboll, and people are concerned about Josh Allen. And they're like, look, he's got the coach. The coach knows what he's doing, the head coach. You can bring in an OC, they'll figure it out. Josh Allen is now at a point where he's going to be fine. Dermott knows how to run a successful offense with them. Yeah, he's a defensive guy, but he's had Daboll kind of showing him the offense the last few years. So I wouldn't really be overly concerned about that. But yeah, sometimes the coordinators, you never know. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
you got to find the right head coach.
Yeah, but it's also, I think it's going to be on the other staff as well, and the GM. Because sometimes if you don't have a GM and the head coach is not on the same page, it could easily go south. So,
yeah, it can for sure. How about Sean Payton retiring today? Or not retiring, but that. Stepping away from coaching.
Yeah, your boy Sean Payton's out of there. He realized that Taysom Hill is not going to be getting him to the Super Bowl anytime soon, so he had to reassess his life. I think that's I think COVID is speeding up some of the retirement for some of these guys.
It's definitely, and maybe it's COVID, maybe it's just, where the league's at right now. But yeah, you definitely see these guys wearing down a little bit, except for Bill Belichick, who's like a robot and just continues to press on, regardless of whether or not he's outdated or not, he's still moving forward. Yeah, I mean, Payton, I think the last couple of years look a little beaten down. Even I know they got to the divisional round last year with Breeze's last year against Tampa. But even this year he just, I watched a few of the games and you could tell he just looks tired. I don't know how to explain it. And I don't know, maybe, he takes a year off, or maybe he takes a couple weeks off and Jerry Jones calls him. We'll see. But I think for him to come back, it's going to have to be in a good program with a good young quarterback, which is hard to find.
Yeah, somebody's going to call him.
Honestly, I think Jerry Jones will call him. He's got ties to Dallas. He's a Texas boy. I guarantee you that Jones is going to get fed up with Mike McCarthy at some point, whether it's in 3 weeks or whether it's in a year or two. And Dak is going to be sitting there waiting for Sean Payton.
Oh yeah, I mean that would put Dallas on the map. I mean I don't think they really had a competent coach in the past 2 years that you could say that help them get to the Super Bowl. But even though they have talent, I mean they need a lot of coaching behind it.
They do, and that's where they're lacking big time. You can just see it. I mean, look at the difference in the teams this past weekend versus that Dallas team. Getting penalties late in the game.
Poor clock management.
I mean, Mike McCarthy's been known for poor clock management his whole career. So, but yeah, I think that's probably an ideal landing spot for Sean Payton. Good line, good young receivers, good quarterback, good defense. He could probably pull any defense coordinator he wants in there and have free reign.
I'm hearing They might not re-sign. What's his name? Amari Cooper.
I thought he was already on contract.
I heard something that I don't.
He's already got a contract, I think. Yeah,
but I think
he signed a 5-year, $40 million deal. Let's see, 2 years ago. So let's see, what's his guaranteed salary next year?
It should be up now, right?
$0 guaranteed next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. I'm hearing trade rumors possibly because I think they're looking to do some stuff with the cap. So.
Yeah, if he's cut. It's a $6 million dead hit, but you save $16 million. He's a 22 cap hit next year. I mean, that could easily be restructured too. They could just lengthen it out if they wanted to. But he's 28. I mean, they're gonna have CeeDee Lamb.
Zeke is up too, right?
Zeke, is he? Let's see. Zeke, no, he's got. I would say he's got 2 more years before they can do anything with his contract. His contract kicks in next year.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, $12.4 million guaranteed, $18 million cap hit, and then next year, 16, 11 dead money, and then the year after it's manageable, $5 million.
Oh, damn! Yeah, he's gonna be there for a while.
Yep. You got him for 2 more years.
He didn't really do that much either.
No, and you got Tony Pollard, who's a
serviceable. Coming up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know when does Dax. I mean, they got that line is tied up. And yeah, Dax kicks in next year. $20 million guaranteed. $34 million cap hit. Yeesh.
So somebody's gonna have to be moved.
Yeah, they're gonna.
Because you can't have a quarterback that's 34, a running back that's 12, and a receiver that's 16.
Let's see where are they at. They are.
That's what 76, 65, 70 million for three people.
Yeah, I mean their cap. DeMarcus Lawrence is $27 million. But they're 21 million over. I'd say DeMarcus Lawrence is getting cut / reworked. Cooper 22, Dak 34, Zach Martin. A lot of these guys have $0 guaranteed though. Oh, DeMarcus Lawrence can't be cut though. $19 million dead cap hit.
Oh, so it looks like it's Amari Cooper then.
Yeah, they got some big contracts there, and a lot of dead money. They're just gonna have to start extending these guys' contracts out. They'll figure it out. That's why they pay these guys a bunch of money.
Oh yeah, and then they got the analyst guys are in the back there crunching the numbers now.
That's what I mean. They pay those analysts a ton of money. They have just cap guys now on the staffs. Yeah, 160 million to the offense next year. That's crazy. We'll see where Payton lands up.
Yep, and then we'll see where these other 2 quarterbacks go. Hopefully, we get a spicy offseason, and the Giants don't mess up the draft. So then on to the NBA. Lakers are still struggling. LeBron's playing great, but everybody else is not. Who do you think? You think the coach gets fired, or you think they make a trade and try to swing Westbrook somewhere or something?
Oh man, I don't know. What a mess they've created over there, though.
Yeah, I mean they let go all their heart guys and the guys that play defense and
the depth. They just have no depth.
Yeah. And they kind of just went for flashy names, not realizing not all the pieces going to gel together. So
I wonder if that was a LeBron thing. If LeBron was in Rob Pelinka's ear telling him to trade for Westbrook.
Well, I don't know, man, because I remember they had initially the trade was for Buddy Hield, and then all of a sudden you see it was for Westbrook. So I wonder how much they're regretting that, because I don't think they were giving up much for Hield compared to Westbrook. I think they would have kept more pieces if they had Hield. And Hield has a more cap-friendly contract. And he's a shooter. They need shooters.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they gave away all the shooters, all the top defensive players, and all the hard guys. And then not to mention Anthony Davis is barely playing.
I mean, that was kind of the knock on him. It wasn't. I don't think it should be overly surprising to too many people.
Oh yeah, I mean, if they really want to shake things up, I would trade Davis too.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that, unfortunately. I know where you'd like him to go though.
Who, Davis?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't really have a place for him to go. No, he can't come to New York. He got to go. You got to go somewhere else. You go anywhere else but New York. Great player, but not somebody I would like on my team. I'll take Zion over that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, I told you, man, this is all part of the plan, man. Zion's faking the funk right now, man. He's faking the funk, man. He's wearing He wearing 6X clothes, putting double hoodies under his shirts. He's pulling that James Harden, man. I saw him talking before a game before.
What's all this talk of James Harden, wanting to get traded again? Does he want out of Brooklyn?
Well, I don't think he's going to resign. I think he's going to hit free agency. I don't think he likes how things are going with Kyrie. I don't know, and I think he wants more of a star role. So I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to make his way to the Knicks or another team in free agency. But I wonder, it might be a sign and trade just so they don't lose them for nothing. So, but I don't know where he goes. Maybe they go. Well, I was gonna say maybe they send him to LA. That would be a nice swap for Westbrook. Westbrook for Harden. The 76ers are not looking to trade Ben Simmons till the offseason. Like, what the hell is this?
I don't know, man. It's I don't understand that situation at all. They still think they can get anything for Ben Simmons at this point is like amazing to me.
Yeah, like why would somebody want to trade for a player that's out the whole season and can't shoot?
And he's making $30 million a year for the next 4 years.
Yeah, it's like a player that blew both his knees. That's what I feels like it is. It's like,
yeah, I mean, you can trade him. I just don't. You're just not going to get back anything, and you shouldn't expect to get anything back. Like the fact that they think that they're just going to roll back a couple stars and some picks is like beyond me. I don't understand.
Yeah, I should say. I wonder what those other teams offer for him. The ones that didn't have stars but offer some players for him. Mm-hmm. Because I remember at one point there was rumors that Portland offered like 3 first-round picks for him, and they turned that down.
Yeah.
I mean, defensively a great player. Offensively needs some work. Just has to be more aggressive. But I mean, I feel like that could be fixed up with coaching.
Mm-hmm. Question on baseball: how do you feel about David Ortiz getting into the Hall of Fame, or do you care?
As much as I hated him when he played, he's one of those guys you can't hit him, man. It's Big Papi, man. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
No. In terms of who he is and who he was on the baseball field, there's no doubt he's a Hall of Famer. But I know these people, that won't vote for Bonds or Clemens, but will vote for Ortiz. It just seems kind of, I don't know. And obviously, Ortiz wasn't as, if he was a steroid user, wasn't as obvious as Clemens and Bonds.
Yeah, it wasn't really. He wasn't really caught and then write a book about it and stuff like that.
Yeah, but if you want to go on that, right, on the hard data, that Bonds and Clemens were never caught technically. They never tested any sort of positive test or anything like that. So I don't know. It's like I feel like if you're gonna vote for Ortiz, like you can't then not vote for Bonds because he's a steroid guy.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like the like those were the first guys that people
I thought of. Gotcha. Yeah.
And then I think when Ortiz was playing, it was like a common use that guys took steroids and people were fine with it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe it's kind of like, I feel it's kind of like when like the Euro step, right? Like people, like the first people to like abuse the Euro step was like James Harden. So that's why they hate him so much sometimes. Mm-hmm. But now there's other guys that now everybody does it. It's just acceptable. Like when James Harden first started doing it, there was like, oh, he's fucking traveling, he's walking, he's doing this. And now everybody does it. Nobody really says anything about it anymore.
True.
But definitely deserving. One of the Red Sox greats. Mm-hmm. Cost the Yankees some World Series. He's just a lovable guy, great personality. You can't really say anything bad about him.
No.
So, I mean, he definitely deserve it. I'm looking forward to see some of the other guys that got in as well. So. Then It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brew. What you got for us?
All right. So today got a braised beef in a red wine mushroom sauce.
Okay.
No cheese here on this one, Rich. So. So this is I've done braised short ribs. I've done some braised beef, and usually it's hard to get it at the right temperature, the right braising temperature. So this one I did. I browned all the meat. I got a chuck roast. I browned all the meat, just in some on the stove in some high olive oil heat. Took that out, set that aside, turned down the heat a little bit. Threw in some onion, salt, pepper, and some smashed garlic. Got that all frying up. You can do carrots too, but my wife doesn't like carrots, so no carrots. So get that all fried up, then throw a little bit of tomato paste, mix that in, and then a little bit of flour, get a nice little mixture going there, and then a full bottle of red wine. So it's got to be like a lighter red wine, it's like a Pinot Noir or something like that.
Okay.
Throw that in with the mushrooms, and then let that cook for stir it up, let it cook for a couple minutes. Put your beef back in. So the mistake here sometimes people make is you want the beef to be in a single layer, but you want the beef to be slightly out of the liquid. So it just braises it better because you're gonna cover it and you're gonna put it in, so you're gonna get some condensation back, and it's gonna kind of steam it, right? So put that back in, threw some thyme in there, some sprigs of thyme, and then brought that to a boil, and then threw it in the oven at 350 degrees for 3 hours. So over that time, the sauce cooks down, becomes more, less liquidy, more of like a solid sauce there. And then the meat was fall apart, the second you touch it with your fork. So almost like I would say it's similar to maybe like a thicker beef stew.
Oh, that's great.
But with the red wine taste sauce, which I really like the taste of those sauces, and the beef wasn't like stew beef. It was like a good chuck roast. So it was a little more tender than I know that stew beef can get a little dry. So yeah, it turned out really well. And then I made some roasted potatoes to go with it.
Oh, nice. And what'd you drink that down with?
All right, so this week going with another classic mixed drink, low-cal, the Moscow Mule. But this one, I know this is a big time summer drink. People love these. Probably drink about 12 of them. But I was gonna do a fresh ginger beer, fresh lime juice, do it that way. But I kind of ran out of time. So what I did instead is I had one of those organic mixes. They do them for everything, like margaritas and Bloody Marys and all that. I usually don't like those. So I like to do fresh lime juice, and when I do stuff like that, I don't like to get all this. There's a lot of sugar in those, but this one didn't have a lot of sugar in it.
Okay.
So basically, just mix that up. Make sure everything's mixed together. Pour your vodka on top. Mix that in. Squeeze the lime, and then throw some club soda on top. And it actually came out really good. It tasted just like, I would say pretty as close to a fresh Moscow Mule as you can get. That was, had a couple of those and good to go.
Have you ever seen those in flavors, different flavors, or just
the mules?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen them in different flavors. This was just a standard ginger beer lime mixture. So I think the key is a ginger beer, and then you can kind of change around. You can add some different flavors onto it. But that was what I did, just the standard.
Oh, nice. I mean, you can't go wrong with the standard, the classic. So
nope. And next week we'll have a first beer review since December.
Oh snap! You about to relapse?
I also have my adventures of making homemade pasta next week as well.
Oh, nice.
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
No, it looks very tedious.
It's not hard. It's just tedious.
Because it looks like if when I see when they do it in the machine, when they're stringing it out, if you don't hold it right, it's gonna break and mess up everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is no holding, just rolling it out with a rolling pin and cutting it up.
Now you gotta take some pictures of that too.
I can do that.
That's JD's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then, this week, going through some shows. We had some new shows come out, some returning shows. How far did you get with Ozark?
I think I'm on episode 5.
Okay.
I just saw. He's trying. How far did you get?
I think I'm on the same one. I think the last one I saw was when homegirl's having a heart attack.
Oh,
Darlene.
Nope, I didn't see that one yet.
Oh shit, my bad.
The last one I saw was.
I thought that was 5.
I thought it was on. Maybe I'm on 4. When Ruth, when what's his face? Jason Bateman. I can't think of his name right now in the show. He's trying he was trying to buy Ruth's heroin. I'm guessing. And I don't know. I'm assuming it's because he wants a holdover while Javi is won't bring him the heroin to the pharmaceutical company.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the end of the last one I just saw.
Okay. Yeah. I think the next one is that one.
Okay.
Sorry to give it away.
No, it's all right. I should have known where I was at.
But yeah, so far so good, man. I can't believe they give us 7 episodes for a part 1. They better give us like another 10 episodes for a part 2.
Don't give me 7. I think it's 14 episodes. Yeah, 14 episodes.
I'm about to say, don't give me like a 7 and a 4. That's not even. Yeah. They might as well just give us the whole thing from the jump if that was the case. So far, like I said, so far so good. Hating the son, but I feel like he's gonna save everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, it's funny how like him and Charlotte have kind of like swapped positions. Like Jonah used to be kind of like the no, like, let's listen to mom and dad, let's do this, let's do that. And Charlotte was like, no. And now she's like, running the business partly, and Jonah's the one that's like, I want nothing to do with these people. Oh
yeah, and then they got the investigator guy. He's he just needs to get killed, man.
I feel like he's about to. I think. I feel like it's coming.
Yeah, or he's gonna like go to the police or something. Or I feel like he's not who he says he is.
Yeah. Because why at this point, why would someone want that signature that bad? At that point, I would just freaking forge it. I'd be like, here you go.
Yeah, because he's like, yeah, I need a signature or the body. Like, who says that?
Yeah.
But like, I feel like he might be secretly like the husband.
He might be.
But I don't know, man. Or he's connected to somebody.
He's tied in somewhere.
Yeah, like maybe she said she had him like if how people have like check-ins like every week, like if she doesn't check in for a certain period of time.
Oh, come find me.
Find me, yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's probably more what it's like, what's going on.
But we never know. He could just be a regular investigator that's gonna die. So
yeah.
Well, they did kick it off with the car accident. So I wonder is that episode 7 or is that in the part 2? So
yeah, that was a weird way to start it.
Yeah, but something's gonna happen though, because it doesn't look like that was a regular truck. There was no reason why that truck should have been on that side of the road.
Nope, I agree.
So I wonder if it had to do with the Kansas City mob or something else, or Darlene did something.
Darlene.
And then outside of that, just watching Too Hot to Handle, another trash reality TV show. I think that's it. Just going through some other stuff. That's probably reality stuff. But I don't want people to judge me, so I won't air that out.
It's a judgment-free zone, Rich.
Yeah. I'm still not giving it up. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So all right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Until next time, Rich. Enjoy championship weekend.
Oh, definitely will.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy Rich, JD, and Tom here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.